So busy looking at myself, other people are so busy looking at themselves. Nobody is looking at anyone. Okay, I'm really outing myself out here. We will all live happier lives if we really truly realize this. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I know who's joining me today. Me. Today, I'm going to be sharing about 5 things I wish I knew at 25. Basically, the things that I've learned now that I'm 25. So I want to just preface by saying that these 5 things are not the only 5 things that I've learned, but I feel that these are the things that I've grown in the most, things that have the biggest impact on my day-to-day life, and they taught me how to make decisions and how to interact with people and also to gain perspective. So let's go! Okay, so the first thing that I've learned is that no one cares. So what do I mean by that? I'm not sure if you guys are aware of this thinking called the spotlight effect. Basically, the spotlight effect is a psychological phenomenon by which people tend to believe they are being noticed more than they really are. So I used to be somebody that is super self-conscious, and I will always second guess my decisions. I will always think that somebody is looking at me, judging me for making this decision or thinking like that, or even just the way that I talk, where I walk, anything. I will always think that someone is looking at me, saying or thinking that the decisions that I make are wrong, or I always can do better. It's something that really hindered me when I was younger. As I grew older, I realized that actually nobody is looking at me. The only person that cares about ourselves that much is ourselves. Yeah, everyone is busy with their own lives, busy with how other people are looking at them. I'm a perfect example of that. I'm so busy thinking about what others think about me, whether I've made the correct decision or not, whether I have acted in a way that is the most acceptable. I'm so busy looking at myself, other people are so busy looking at themselves. Nobody is looking at anyone. When I realized this and come to terms with the fact that nobody really notices me as much as I think they are, it's such a freeing feeling, such a freeing mindset that I can do things not being chained or paralyzed by the fear that other people are looking at me. And even if I make mistakes, the world isn't going to end, and people are not looking at me and waiting for my downfall. They're busy trying to succeed as well. Really so happy and thankful that I have grown past that. It's something that I thought it was normal. This fear that I have is just maybe my personality or the way that I grew up. A family that is more, we want to keep the peace. I thought that it was in me to naturally care more about what other people think. Now I can not be so afraid of judgment, which was something that I really struggled with. So if you struggle with this, I just want to assure you that it's not as bad as you think. It's not as scary to make mistakes. It's not all eyes are on you all the time. If you're just going about daily in your own life and you're doing your best, nobody's gonna scrutinize you. You're only scrutinizing yourself. So we will all live happier lives if we really truly realize this. Okay, so the second thing, I realized that comparison kills. I used to be somebody that compared myself a lot. I compared so many things, 1,001 things. I think everything that I have or that identify in myself, I have compared with some person that I've met before or people that are close to me. Comparison gets us nowhere. Everybody is running their own race, their own pace. There's no competition. Oh, you are better than me, or I'm better than you. No one look at another person's life can make you feel that you have less or that you want what they have, but you don't know how they got it, the things that they sacrifice, and how they are truly feeling on the inside. The main point that I want to bring across is that life is not a competition. It's not a race. I mean, truth be told, we don't have the same starting lines. What I feel that we should spend our time doing to keep getting better, to keep improving, to keep moving forward every day. That should be the main goal of life, and to not be running and looking to the left, looking to the right, busying myself with, hey, why is this person running ahead? When I do that, I feel unhappy. The energy and the time spent can be spent on something so much better to improve ourselves, just be a better person each day. Yeah, the only person that we should compare ourselves to is ourselves. Are we getting better? Are we improving on things that we want to work on? Whether is it maybe the way we talk to people, look at things, relationships in our life, whether we want to strengthen them. Have we been doing those? Have we been taking the steps to get healthier, to reach the goals that we want in life? The priorities and purposes that we think that we have. Are we moving closer to those things? And that is what matters. That's what I feel matters in life, and not about being better than someone else, but being better than the person you were yesterday. Learning that really helped me to stop being so occupied with what other people are doing and to focus on what I'm doing. And as long as I'm getting better, I feel more confident in myself. The thing is, when you compare, you get less confident. You get less satisfied and thankful for the things that you have. But when you focus on your own race, you focus on what you really want and you go for those things, you put your resources into those things, that's when you gain confidence, you gain gratitude. You're closer to your goals, basically. Okay, so point number 3, that is giving people the benefit of doubt. Seeing the best in people, so seeing the brighter side. Do not be so judgmental, not be so critical of people. Basically, to be more gracious. I used to be somebody that... Okay, I'm really outing myself out here. Okay, I'm really just throwing myself under the bus here. I used to be somebody that is super judgmental. Those who know me personally, I know I may not look like it, because I'm always smiling all the time. I grew up as someone that, quote unquote, very nice. Too nice sometimes, easy to be bullied. But I used to be very impatient with people. When people make mistakes, I used to be someone that's very quick to say, why can't they do that instead? Why did they even make that decision? You know, I mean, shouldn't they know better? And I'm not proud of that at all. And I think that this third point is something that I really grew in as I grew older. We don't know what's going on in everybody's life. I think with age comes with more experience, talking to more people and hearing their stories, going through more mistakes in my life, realizing so many things that I could have done better. I just came to the conclusion that everyone is just doing their best out in this world, and everybody is just trying their best. So it doesn't hurt to give people a little more patience, to realize that everybody is human. Everyone will at some point in their lives, moment of their days, just feel off, say the wrong thing at that time. I've hurt people as well. 100% I've made bad decisions that affected people so negatively. I want to extend the same grace that other people has shown me to others as well. Point number 4, I learned to love myself. Yeah, I actually never really realized how much I didn't love myself. I want to preface first by saying that I don't mean loving yourself as a negative way, or like all the way to the extreme where I come first all the time, I'm right all the time, or that I always should give in to my desires, because if I have those desires, then I should honor them because I love myself. I do not mean it in that way. That loving myself is also being gracious to myself, to let myself make mistakes and to not hold it against myself to the point where I'm unable to function and do life the best way, in the best state that I can be. So I used to be someone that would beat myself down all the time, criticize myself all the time as well. And I actually realized that as I am critical of others, I'm actually critical of myself as well. And as I do not really show grace to others, actually it also reflects on how I look at myself, that I also don't show enough grace to myself. Come to terms with the fact that I'm also trying my best, and my best, even though sometimes I fail, and it's okay. I always thought that it was normal to just be somebody that never really recognized how far I've come. Take some time to just stop and think about, you know, like what I'm good at, my strengths. Oh, I hate talking about strengths. I hate talking about what I like about myself, why people want to be my friend. Like even simple questions like that, I hate them. I cannot answer them. I couldn't wrap my head around the fact that there are good things about me. I couldn't be appreciative of who I am, what I have, how I contributed to a certain thing. When people tell me that they love me, I do not understand that. It's only recently that I really started to appreciate myself more. Mindset that, hey, actually, I'm not bad. Or actually, I am good at something. I don't have to water down my contributions. I don't have to water down myself. I always thought that it's a humble thing to do. I think it really backfired. It made me somebody insecure, unhappy, because every time I look in the mirror, I do not like what I see. And not just my looks, but how I made an impact. I thought that I had to be perfect in order for people to love me. Because I'm a human, I make mistakes. I thought the way that the love they have for me is true, and that in turn made me not love myself. It's like getting so depressing. But I really just want to share just the things that I wish I knew. The fifth thing that I've learned is actually tied to my faith. I wanted to put just something that I've learned on my faith journey in these 5 things as well, because my faith is something that is super important to me. My faith is my life. It's impossible to not put something that God has taught me through faith, having a relationship with Him, just basically just through Christianity. It's not about the big things. And what I mean by that is that it's not about the extravagant things where whether someone prays loudly, whether someone sings at the top of their voices, whether they cry during worship, how much they know about the Bible, how they carry their Bibles everywhere, how highlighted their Bibles are, and they can debate like some legit theologian. Not that they don't matter, but they are not everything, and they are not clear and the only indications of somebody that is truly following God, that has true faith. At the end of the day, somebody who says that they are a Christian is basically just someone that has a relationship with God. And like all relationships, nobody truly knows the state of their relationship other than the 2 people in that relationship. And I strongly believe that it's the same with our relationship with God. Nobody outside, our closest friend, our closest whoever, no matter how closely we are journeying with another person, that person wouldn't know what is the true state of our relationship with God. It's really what happens behind closed doors, what happens when we are just alone with ourselves and with God, that is a true indication of how we are walking with Him. Not to say that praying out loud or basically the big things don't matter. They do. They are wonderful, good indications of someone that is growing in God, but they are not the only indications. And as I grew in the Lord, as I made my 1,000 million mistakes with God, and Him being so patient with me, and also just going through tough seasons, the point is that what matters the most is what we do when we are hurt. Who do we run to when we have big life decisions to make? Whether is it honoring to God or not? Do we choose God? Do we choose our desires? Those are the better? Or we should look at those indicators as well. I'm so glad that the Lord has taught me this, and He really humbled me, and I'm so glad I'm not that judgmental person anymore. Okay, so basically that's all the 5 things that I want to share with you guys in this video today. And like I said just now, these are not just the 5 things that I've learned. I actually have one topic that I didn't even touch on at all, that I feel super passionate about or strongly about. It is moving on from hurts and pains. Do not let pain define me, define a person. Do not be paralyzed by pain, and do not live in the past. So that's one of the big lessons that I've also learned in my life that I didn't include in this video. So if you want me to touch on that, I can touch on that, and I'll be happy to. Yeah, so that's all for the video today, and I'm so happy that you watched until the end. And only 25, okay, soon to be 26. I know that there's so much more that I will have to learn, and even the 5 points that I shared, I don't even know the half of it. I don't know. I'm just scratching the surface, and it's really just at the tip of the iceberg with every single point that I just shared. And I want to just continue my life knowing more, to learning from other people, and allowing the Lord to continue to shape me and to help me to be the person that He made me to be, that I'm meant to be. I hope this video helped you in one way or another, and that you'll get to know me more, and I'll see you in the next video. Okay, bye.